Gaza correspondent Akram Al-Satari. Well, let's get some more analysis on all of this with Simon Mabon, who is a professor of international politics at Lancaster University here in the UK. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, Simon. So if we take a step back for a moment, could we say that this really is a moment of maximum danger, the most dangerous moment since the war began in terms of the international spillover?
Yeah, I think so. In light of how everything has played out over the past 6 months or so, this is the point where Iran has been most directly involved, where the US appears to be on the brink of being pulled into something. The international community appears to be taking sides in all of this, if it hasn't already done so. It's a very precarious moment, and I think in light of all of these shifts, the increasing involvement of Hezbollah, the Iraqi militias, and now direct missile and drone attacks from Iranian territory, it's a very precarious moment.
And we have the United States saying they really want to press a diplomatic response, the G7 meeting right now at the moment. What kind of pressure can ensure that the Israelis do hold back from a direct retaliation? Could that be...
In the know would say that if Mr. Biden wanted to stop it, he could stop it, but that wouldn't necessarily be the most palatable to him right now politically, in light of it being an election year, and he would have to expend quite a good amount of political capital putting pressure on Mr. Netanyahu to stop. That being said, I do not believe that the US wants this to escalate further. We know that Mr. Biden and Mr. Netanyahu have had a fraught relationship, but maybe this is a chance for the US to reassert some type of leadership over global politics, if indeed that's what it wants to do. So I think it is an important moment for the US, and it's an important moment for the Middle East as well.
And what about other countries, including the UK? We had the RAF, the Royal Air Force, involved. Britain's ex-ambassador to Tehran saying that this is not our fight. To what extent are other Western countries getting embroiled in this?
Well, they appear to be getting embroiled in rather strange ways and rather surprising ways. When we woke to the news about what had happened last night, it then started to trickle out that British, American, and French planes were involved in the shooting down of these missiles and the drones. It later had rumors that Jordanians and the Saudis were involved in this as well. So there seems to have been some wide-scale collaboration and communication to make sure that this did not lead to a devastating attack on Israel. So I think there is always a chance that things would escalate. But in saying that, there's also the involvement of a large number of states who do not want this to escalate. And I think the fact that the British, the French, and the Americans were involved last night shows that they do not want it to escalate, because there was a big hit on Israel that would lead to a dramatic retaliation.
And briefly, Simon, what do we think is going to happen next? What is the most likely course of action Israel's likely to take? They're talking about this regional alliance. Does that suggest there is not going to be an immediate military response to Iran?
I certainly hope there wasn't an immediate response to Iran. I think the cabinet is meeting in Israel right now, and the US and the UN will be putting on a lot of pressure to try and prevent any further escalation.
Thank you so much, Simon.